Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John DePolina, and welcoming you all to the PGA Junior League Zoom call for 2023 here at Lyman Orchards. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. What I plan on doing, and I want to get started right away because I want to respect your time, is I want to make sure that we answer any of the questions you have about PGA Junior League here at Lyman Orchards. We have had quite a successful campaign the past 5 seasons here at Lyman Orchards, growing our program from zero all the way to the 4th largest program in the country. We take a lot of pride in that. We put a lot of effort into it, and we're hoping for a bigger and better 2023. What I'll do is I'll be sharing my screen with you so you can follow along with a little presentation that I made. But I want you to know that if you have any questions during the course of the presentation, please actually don't hold them to the end. Please ask them while they're fresh in your minds. I know we have a lot of new people on the call, and there'll be a lot of new people that'll be seeing this on YouTube later. So if you have those questions, please ask them. Also, feel free to simply use the chat bar on the side. If you see it over there, it'll be either on the bottom or on the right. I'll try to address those questions just as soon as my presentation is over. But what I'll do is I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're going to get started. All right. All right. PGA Junior League, as I mentioned prior, 4th largest program in the country, something we're really proud of. Largest in Connecticut, New England, and I believe we're the largest on the East Coast. Here are the head coaches for both the 13U and 17U programs. Myself, John DePolina, I'll be coaching a team in 13U and heavily assisting both of the teams in the 17U column. This is my, I think, 9th year running the program. This will be 6 here at Lyman and 3 at one of my prior clubs where I was introduced to the program. Coach Andra Frappier will be back. She's an LPGA apprentice. She's also the head coach of Trinity Women's Golf. So she will be joining us for 13U. Coach Dan Hannibal, he's joining me for his 4th season of PGA Junior League here. Coach Dan has always been with 13U, but he's also going to take a dive into 17U this year. Coach Jason Goblick, PGA member, he'll be coaching his own 13U program as well. He's been with me for 3 years now. Coach Alex Cavalieri, he's our junior instructor, PGA member though. He'll be coaching both the 13U and 17U programs and heavily assisting in the All-Star program this summer. And our newest instructor, Coach Susie Caprese, she's an LPGA coach. She actually lives 6.5 months out of the year in Florida, and she'll be joining us at the end of April to work with us here at Lyman Orchards for about 5.5 months. I'll actually be coaching her team for the first week. She isn't going to get situated here in Connecticut until late April, but I'll be coaching that team for a week, but then you'll be handed over to the great Susie Caprese. So what I ask all the parents to do is I do correspond with email. I'd be happy to do it, but the easiest way to correspond with your coaches is going to be through the app. So it's called My PGA. I invite you to try to download it right now if you'd like. It's where all of our information is located. The schedule is located there. Our roster is located there with all the players that are on your team. Messagings to coaches are very easy. It's basically a text message forum for coaches. The standings for the regular season will be up there. There'll be a place where you can upload your favorite photos and videos throughout the year. I'll share some news on there, news about starting times and things of that nature. But I just want to reiterate that this is the way we communicate primarily. I was hesitant at first to utilize this app, and then I started using the app, and it really is a one-stop shopping for PGA Junior League. But if you ever have any issues with the app, please, I invite you to give me a call or email me at jdepolina@lymangolf.com. Be happy to help you. I ask you to not turn the push notifications off We will not be sending a lot of push notifications, but once in a while, you're going to get one from me. I'm going to allude to that in just a second. Uh, I'll allude to it right now. Skip to the bottom there. It says RSVP function. Basically, what that is it tells us if your son or daughter is coming or not coming to the matches. Practice are less important, but for the matches, it's very important. Why? Because we assign you an exact tee time for those matches on Sundays. I have two boys and a wife, and family time is very important. So the last thing I want is to just tell everybody to come on 1:30 and your son or daughter tees it up at 2:20. We don't want that. We want to give you an exact time so you can, enjoy as much family time as possible with your kids. So we're going to do that. Now, why do I say it's important to have those push notifications? Well, if you forget to sign up to tell us, yes, we're coming to that match, or no, we're not coming to that match, I'm going to send you a little push, and it's going to say, don't forget to sign up for the match. And that allows us the night before to get those exact tee times out there for your convenience. When you sign up for this app, it's very, when you sign up for this app, it's very, very important that you create the account with the same email that you signed up with. I know in the past we've had some issues where parents have signed up with their spouse's app or a different app that, different email that is not the one they signed up with. Please make sure you sign up with that email address. The reason is if you sign up, if you're in the 13U program right now and you download this app with that same email address, then you'll automatically have the schedule posted. I'm sure a couple of you will have some trouble there. Feel free to reach out to me. All right, practices specifically for 13U. Something we added last year was complimentary range balls each day. Now, I'm not talking about during practice days. I'm talking about maybe a Saturday afternoon when you want to come with your family. Just one thing, guys, make sure everybody is on mute, please, if possible.
Yeah, we don't have any.
I can try to mute everybody, but it'd be easier.
Fish sticks or chicken nuggets?
Themselves.
All right, fish sticks for everyone.
Sounds delicious, but if you guys could all make sure that you are muted, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. So once again, 50 range balls a day. So all you have to do is come to the pro shop at the Apple 9. We'll have your name on the list, and we'll give you we'll give you a ticket so you can hit a few range balls to practice on your own time. Obviously, we're going to have regular practices as a team, and your children have all been assigned to one of those 6 teams for 13U. Mondays are myself. I'll be coaching on Mondays primarily. Wednesdays, there's 3 teams going at the same time. Coach Andrea, Coach Jason, and Coach Susie. And Thursdays, Coach Dan and Coach Alex will be teaching. There are a couple extra practices in there. We want to make sure that the kids have a couple extra practices on top of those Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays. They'll be listed in your schedule as well. If you can't make practice, it's okay. We understand. We understand these kids are doing a lot of sports. We understand that you have family obligations, but we want to offer them to you. We see kids that come to practice are the kids that get better faster. Going to 17U, older kids, same thing, 50 balls a day here at the golf center. Please don't go to the Jones and Player course. They won't even know what you're talking about up there. So all the practice, complimentary practice is done here at the Apple 9. Your season begins a little later. The season begins on May 31st. Some of the 8th grade parents might wonder why it's so late. The reason is because high school rules forbid high school players to play recreational organized golf at the same time as high school. So we've kicked the season deeper for those older kids. It starts on the week of May 31st. All your kids will be assigned to one of 2 teams. They have not been assigned yet. It'll be Coach Alex and Coach Dan. Coach Alex is going to be hosting practice on Mondays from 3:30 to 5 at the Jones and Player practice area, which is at our main clubhouse, not the one here at the Apple 9. And on Wednesdays, Coach Dan will be hosting practice from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Jones Player practice area. We always convene next to one of the putting greens, and then the coaches do a little spiel, and we work our way to the area that we're going to work on that day for that hour and a half. On Fridays, it's a little different. Fridays are on course day. Both teams will practice. So we might have as many as 40 kids there, but they're not going to be hanging out for long because we're going to get these kids in groups of 4 onto the golf course. They're going to be playing golf. Time and TBA. We haven't set the exact tee times yet because I have to make sure I can get those tee times on the books, but that's how we run it. On Fridays, the kids will be on the golf course, and on Monday and Wednesdays, they'll be having structured practice at the practice facility. 13U. 13U, we're into match schedule now. 13U has 6 matches. They're all on the Apple 9. They're on Sundays from April 30th to June 11th. We do skip the holiday weekend, so we will not have a match on Memorial Day weekend. And the starting times are based on the schedule and begin as early as 1:30 p.m. If you're in match 1, meaning Team A versus Team B, it'll be a 1:30 match. Team C versus Team D may start approximately 2:30, and then Team E versus Team F would be at approximately 3:30 start. There's going to be some give and take there based on how many kids come, but that's an approximation. And we tee it up every 10 minutes at Apple. Once again, if you, the parents, are able to RSVP to all those matches, whether it's a yes or a no, the coaches can get those exact tee times in your hands by Saturday evening. Once again, I'll RSVP you and excuse me, I'll send a push notification if you haven't done so. But like I said, this is an extra feature that we're offering. It's a lot of work for the coaches to do this, but we really respect your time as families, and we want to make sure that you have that exact time. Final match is followed by a pizza banquet where we always invite the players and the immediate families to join us under the patio here at the Apple 9. Time isn't listed for that final week quite yet. The first 5 weeks is a round robin. Since there's 6 teams, you have 5 matches, and we usually try to pair the first place team with the second place team, the third with the fourth, and the fifth with the sixth to have a little bit of excitement down the stretch. The winning first place team this year will get brand new PGA Junior League pullovers. We'll order those for that team when we get there. 17U, continuing on 13U, I apologize. Scramble format is what we play. We, in case you don't know, if you're new to PGA Junior League, what a scramble format is, it's 2-player teams will go out and they're going to hit their first shot. I wrote down drives, but they're going to hit their first shot. Let's say that little Johnny hits the ball in the woods and little Tommy hits the ball right in front of the green. Well, they're not going to play the ball in the woods. They're going to leave it, and they're going to go to the ball that's right in front of the green, and they're going to play a second shot. And let's say this time Johnny knocks it 2 inches from the hole, but Tommy hits it 10 feet from the hole. Well, now they're going to go to 2 inches, and they're going to tap out that 2-inch putt and make 3 and move on to the next hole. Max will be double par for the scramble format. So at the Apple, this is just for 13U. We have a very short course here. In comparison to some of the larger courses, the Jones and Player. Max is double par. Most of these are par 3s. Rarely do we actually get to double par, but I always put it up there. Tee boxes, girls and boys 11 and under are traditionally playing from the green tees. Girls and boys 12 years old will play from the yellow tees, and girls and boys 13 years old play from the orange tees. If the juniors want to play from a closer tee box, we'll allow it as an introductory league. And if the junior wants to play from a deeper tee box, that'll have to be okayed by their head coach. I know everybody wants to step back and play the tips. I don't. I could tell you right now. But certain juniors, we do want to make sure that we are challenging you. I know that we have some players that have been playing for quite a long time. They compete for the U.S. Kids National Championship in North Carolina every summer. If they'd like to play the orange tees, I'd like to challenge them, and we'll let them play from the orange tees. Let's go into 17U, older kids. We have 6 internal matches, and I'll talk about at the very bottom of the screen the traveling matches. But the internal matches, the first 5 matches are on the Jones Player course on those Fridays. The final match at Apple 9 will be followed by a closing day banquet. We had a real fun time last year having that 6th match down here at Apple. Tons of pizza after for the kids, donuts too. So I'm going to try to continue with that. That last match will be at Apple. Those matches are on Fridays from June 16th through July 14th. Matches start as early as 2 p.m. We don't start these matches till the kids are out of high school, so we can start them a little earlier than traditionally the little kids would. Tee times are every 10 minutes on Jones Player. And like I said earlier, the exact times we try to send them out the day before in the afternoon or the evening. It's all about who's RSVPing and who's not. If we can get everybody to RSVP, it'll make it much easier. We'll get those times out to you. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see 3 to 5 traveling jamboree matches. A few years ago, during COVID, a lot of the other teams across the state weren't as fortunate as us. We always had a pretty large program, but some of them only had 2 or 3 kids, and those 2 or 3 kids for their teams they wanted to play. So we instituted a traveling jamboree match. So what that means is I'll play host to an event here on the Jones course. It'll be a 9-hole event, and not only will our kids go, but I'll invite kids from Manchester Country Club, Chippeney Country Club, Tumblebrook, whoever wants to come and send their kids to Lyman that day. We'll play host. They'll play 9 holes. They'll have an aggregate score. It's a little different than the way we score the traditional, and it's just another opportunity for the kids to play golf here at Lyman. Consequently, the other courses will also host. So there'll be opportunities for your sons and daughters, 14 to 17, to go and play a course that they might not have played before. Those dates are not in stone. Those dates are chosen by the host club at a convenient time for them, but they'll be in late June through the beginning of August is when you'll find those dates. As soon as I get them, I'll put them in the app, and then you'll be able to sign up for them. Matches in our traditional in-house will be scramble format, just the same way I explained the 13 U's. Max score on Jones and Player is a triple bogey. Course is longer, but not. These kids are a little more talented. They can move the ball, so triple bogey is plenty. So that's a 6, 7, or 8, depending on which holes you're playing on the front or back of Jones. The tee boxes, all the young ladies will be playing the red tees, and all the boys will play the red or gold. Gold will be up to the coach's discretion if we feel like that player can handle it. Pace of play is very important to us, specifically on the Jones and Player courses. We have to keep up with pace of play. The men's league and the ladies' league is directly behind us in the couples league as well. So we have to make sure we're moving along. If we don't feel like you're ready to play those gold tees from 6,000 yards, we're gonna have the boys play some of those red tees. Game day advice. That's from me to you. Please make sure that you're wearing the color jersey that is stated in the app in the information area underneath each match. You'll see Coach Jason orange, Coach Andrew blue. You'll see which color I'm asking you to wear that day. If you wear the wrong color, it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of nice to have everybody on the team wearing the same color, wearing the team hat, just like you would a baseball team, a basketball team, a football team. 13U players are welcome to come to the practice area free of charge 30 minutes prior to their time to hit. We don't want everybody coming at the same time. Our range cannot handle it. So I try to ask everybody just come 30 minutes prior. If you come out an hour early, just do some putting and chipping as opposed to full swing. Like I said, we just don't have the real estate to do that. 17U players before the matches on Friday, simply go in and get a token from the pro shop to warm up. They don't have balls laying out there on the range like we do here at the golf center. But if you go inside, they'll give you a token and you'll be able to hit 25 balls to warm up. Parents, siblings will be put in the same group or back to back. We generally don't like to put them in the same group. We try to rotate kids around. We want them playing with other kids, not just their sibling. Half the time they don't want to play with their sibling. But if 1 week, if you're like, listen, we got our grandparents coming into town and I want to see my son and both of my sons playing in the same group, be happy to do that for you. But we do try to get you at least back to back so you can bounce back and forth on the golf course and see the kids play. Again, as you can tell, this RSVP thing is a big deal to me. As you can tell, that's the way you would RSVP, basically yes or no, and gives us a lot of, it clears up a lot of headaches and makes your life easier. Parents can walk or rent a cart and drive along the perimeter during the practice and matches. What do I mean by that? At the Jones and Player course, you stay on the cart path the whole time. It's very easy. We want you to walk the golf course. We don't want you to stray off of the cart path. We want these kids to be playing and making all their own decisions. Here at the Apple 9, we don't have cart paths everywhere, but we ask you to stay in the rough at all times and on the cart path for the few holes that do have it. It's really less. We really want the kids to do. We want the kids to do all the work, and we're training them to be golfers, especially in the 13 year. We're training them to be high school golfers, where they're going to have to push their own push cart or carry their own bag. They're going to have to pick 6-iron or 7-iron. We don't want the parents getting involved in that. I'll talk a little bit about that later. At Apple 9, we have a limited fleet of carts. We have about 18. They're $10 per cart, which is very reasonable. You can put 2 people in the cart, 3 if you have a really little one. That's fine with us. I do say if you can walk, please walk. There's a lot of grandparents that like to join us, and sometimes these grandparents, especially on a hot day, might not be able to join us if we don't have enough carts. So if you can walk, we invite you to walk. This Apple 9 course is super flat and super easy to walk. But if you need a cart, they're available as well. Push carts are available for the kids. They're not free. They're $6 each. You could pay for that in the pro shop prior to the match. Parental advice and help. I kind of think I talked about this a little bit earlier. Parental advice is not allowed. If you would like to take your son or daughter out for a round of golf, and give them all the advice you'd like, but when they're teeing it up and they're wearing their orange or blue jerseys, the only advice that can happen is from our coaching staff and our assistant coaches. Whether you believe it or not, the shot advice slows play down exceptionally. They can make their own decisions. I know this is something that's very hard for a lot of the parents. I'm a parent myself. I'll give you a story after, but it really does make for the better pace of play. What do I want parents to do? I want them to help look for balls. So if the kids say, "Daddy, can you pick up my ball?" We're not going to take that one that went left. We're going to take the one that's on the green. That's fine. Help pick that ball up. Help them find a ball that might be in high grass. But we don't need you. We don't need you giving shot advice. Junior leaguers must walk or carry their push cart and their own clubs. There's no caddying allowed. I know we have the U.S. Kids Tour, which allows caddies. I know we have the PGA Junior Tour, the Developmental Tour, which allows caddies. We don't allow caddies here. The kids will have to push their own cart or carry their own bag. We do it, like I said, we have the push carts available. We actually have them for sale too in the junior and adult models. On 17U, it's slightly different. If the kids have to play the player course, what we will do is we'll shuttle some kids from hole to hole because of the long walk from green to tee. The kids that have played 17U or have played the player course specifically, they know that. I'll shuttle them from 13 to 14 specifically because it's like a quarter of a mile. Conduct. I split this into 2 parts. It's one of the most important parts I'll talk about. The juniors. I always say this specifically to the all-star teams that I've coached. You represent yourselves, your families, and your club. I say this before each and every match. And poor sportsmanship is not tolerated. I could have been considered a hothead when I was playing sports. Heck, I broke a golf club by throwing it at a golf cart. My dad made me pay that $100 to get that club reshafted. I learned my lesson. I never did it again. It won't be tolerated here. And I put down, you represent yourselves, your families, and your club. Poor sportsmanship, it reflects very poorly. It'll be up to the coach's discretion on how to handle each situation. But it has resulted in the past of, disqualification from the match and certainly a loss of hole. I've had a kid just sit out and be like, "You're not playing the rest of the hole and you're not playing the next hole. You can start playing again on the 5th hole," or whatever. We'll do that. And there's really no banter back and forth there. We're going to run a tight program here. We're going to run one with good sportsmanship. And it's okay to be mad at yourself and be frustrated, but that's not going to happen. Also, I put bullying in there. I've seen a little bit more bullying as years have gone on through my camp program. That's going to stop. That will not be allowed here. There are going to be some 13-year-olds that are going to be partnered with 8-year-olds out there. It's actually a beautiful sight to see that 13-year-old help that 8-year-old out and let them, become a little bit better golfer. We just don't want any bullying going on where, the kid's telling the other kid that he's no good or making them feel poorly about themselves. That's not what this is about. Bullying will not be tolerated. Adults, less is more, and I put it in quotes. excessive involvement with the juniors on the course is not tolerated. I'm going to use an example of myself. In the fall last year, my son Nicholas participated not only in my PGA Junior League, but he also participated in the program at Chippeney Country Club. And I had to stand on the side and walk the course and not get involved. And I'm a PGA golf professional who's been running PGA Junior for 8 years. It killed me not to tell him to be able to tell him, hit the driver, son, not an iron off the tee. It absolutely was the hardest thing. So I understand where you, the parents, are coming from. And I'm going to ask you now, and I'll ask you in the first tee week one, do not get involved. Let these kids thrive, let them survive, let them fail. It will burn a hole in your heart when they don't play well, but it's even more rewarding when they make the right decision. And you'll see as they go along, they'll make more and more good decisions. Sadly to say, last year here at Lyman, I had to ask a parent and a parent to basically leave the property and pull his son out of my programming. It was very difficult for me to do that. It was painful to watch it happen over and over again, and finally we just had to put a stop to it. Anyone who was there knows, but it's happened before. I hope it doesn't happen again, but if it does, I'll have to ask somebody to basically leave the program. Jersey clubs and banquet. Jersey Day is very exciting. All the kids will get 2 brand new jerseys, and last year they added everyone's last name and favorite number to the jerseys. The last name is a real nice touch. I really liked seeing the last name Dipolina on my son's jersey last year. It was really neat. Each junior is going to get a hat, a bag tag, a drawstring backpack. There might be some other goodies in there, but those are the main ones. Every junior needs their own clubs. There's technically kids can share clubs in PGA Junior League according to the rules. I don't think it's a great idea for pace of play reasons. But they each need their own set. If you need a set, I have some used sets for sale. I have new sets for sale. I'll be happy to help you out with either of those. I put a banquet down. There's a banquet down, and we talked about it earlier, that follows the 13U and 17U last day, and immediate families, I said earlier, are invited to join. All-Stars. Very proud of our All-Star program. Last year, we reached new heights for both the 13U and the 17U. The 13U program, we fielded 2 teams, and one of the teams made it to the regional championship. The 17U, we also fielded 2 teams, and our team finished runner-up for the regional championship. In the same light as last year, the 13U team, if they happen to win or qualify through play days, we'll move on to regionals, and then the section we'll move on to regionals. If they win the regional competition, we would get to go to Frisco, Texas, to play for the national championship. 17U didn't have that opportunity last year, but this year they do. 17U has a national championship, so that'll invite a lot more excitement for the 17U program. How do we pick the teams? The teams are picked by the head coaches at the conclusion of the season. There'll be 16 juniors for 13U picked and 12 juniors for 17U. The reason less for 17U is each team only has 6 kids on it, and for the 13U, each team has 8 kids on it. There is an additional coaching fee if you do make the All-Star competition. We're going to have more opportunities to practice. Basically, it's a coaching fee, and those 28 juniors will be. Well, I'll talk about that at a later date in late June, early July. We're going to have on-course practices. They will be on the back of the Jones course specifically. Why are they on the back of the Jones course? Because we play host to both the sectional and the regional championship again in 2023. And that sectional championship is on the back 9 of Jones. So we have a tremendous home course advantage here practicing at Lyman Orchards that every other club doesn't have. So we'll be practicing on the back of the Jones course and as well as on the practice areas as well. The season is going to begin for All-Stars after July 4th. Listen, I understand that a lot of kids for All-Stars are going to be going on vacations, or they might be teeing it up in other tournaments across the section, across the country. We don't expect you to make all those practices. We will offer them, obviously, but we do respect, your family time and your personal time. So If you can't make all the practices, it'll be okay. We do hope you can make the days below, though. The days below are the play days. Lyman will host a play day. I'm still searching for the best date on the calendar to host a play day. That'll be an 18-hole event for both 13U and 17U All-Stars. The sectionals are in Stone, August 7th and 8th here on the Jones course. The regionals are Labor Day weekend. It's a 3-day event. The first day is a practice round on a Friday afternoon. The second day is the big competition day. And then the final day, Sunday, is match play day if we're able to get to the final four. Nationals for 13U is Columbus Day weekend, and Nationals for 17U are the weekend before Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure. I put that up there because those are our goals. Those are our goals for the All-Star program. We want to make the national championship. We do feel like that we've been trending in that direction, and we're hopeful that we have some good days in August and September, and maybe we can punch a ticket to Frisco. A few of you on this call haven't signed up for PGA Junior League yet. How do you sign up? Easiest thing is to go to lymangolf.com. If you go to lymangolf.com, you'll see a league page, and there's a drop down there for junior leagues. There'll be a link from there to sign up for 13U or for 17U. Obviously, you can write that link down. It's right there. But the easiest way is probably just go to lymangolf.com. All right, I'm going to open it up to some questions here. I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to try to bring up the chat bar so I can see what's going on. And feel free to ask any questions. If there are no questions, it's not a problem. I'll go have an early dinner. But if there are some questions, I'd love to entertain them. And feel free, if you don't want to speak up, no problem. Go ahead and just type it into the chat bar. I see Coach Alex has joined me on the call. Thank you for joining us, Coach Alex. Coach Alex may look like one of the students. He will look like one of the juniors on the team. Heck, some of your kids might be bigger than Coach Alex. But I don't know if they have the club head speed Coach Alex has. Coach Alex, I'm not sure if he played junior league, but I know he was a junior tour participating in the Connecticut section not too long ago. He's a graduate. You did.
I did. I played PGA Junior League one season. I played 2014. I played for Susie Whaley's team.
Oh, Susie Whaley's team. Did you travel to the national championship?
No, it was fall. It was fall league.
Oh, in the fall league. I know that some of her teams did travel.
Yeah, it was we did travel a bit. It was a really good experience, but yeah. I just want to come on and say hello. I'll be leaving shortly, but for those of you who don't know me or haven't seen me yet, I'm Alex Cavalier, one of the many golf professionals here. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting started with Junior League. I mean, John shared his piece. He always does have a lot of great things to say, and you know, we're all on the same page here. And I mean, I think the great thing about Junior League is that, I mean, even from last year, we had some kids who never picked up a club before, and you know, that's really what it's all about. So, you know, we have the All-Stars. I mean, that's great as well, but you know, the real fun stuff is when we get, you know, that really experienced player playing with a younger kid, and you know, getting some different kids together. A little bit of competition here and there, but it's great no matter what age or skill level you are.
It really is my favorite part too, to see a 13-year-old boy or girl take I use my son as an example because he was 7 last year, take him under his wing and help him out throughout the golf course, show him how to mark the golf ball, show them where to put the flag stick if they decide to pull it out, show them where to put their push carts. I mean, show them how to take your hat off and shake hands after the match. It's heartwarming. It's fun. And it's part of the beauty of this game, that whole family atmosphere that PGA Junior League has created, and we've certainly fostered. I see one question that came through. Can you share the page related to 13U practices time? Pretty easy. If you are on Susie's team, you're going to practice 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you're on everyone else's 13U team, you're primarily going to be practicing from 6 p.m. to 7:30. All of that stuff is located in the app. 13Us has already been uploaded, so you should be able to view that. Like I said, Susie's at 5:30. Everyone else is at 6. I see some PGA Junior Leaguers on this call. I like to see that. They just push their parents to the side and they're learning firsthand. I like that. That's good. But if there are no more questions, we'll wrap it up for you. Keep it sweet, short, and sweet. Yeah, looks like there's oh, here, not a problem. We're happy to host this. I know it's still a few weeks away, but feel free to stop by the Apple 9. We're open. The Jones and Player course is also open. Unfortunately, our ranges are not open. We do anticipate the Jones and Player range to open up sooner than ours. Ours is not good. So if you would like to hit range balls, I would invite you to go to the Jones Player in about a week or so, or give a call. Putting green, chipping green is open here at the Apple 9, as well as the golf course. If you need anything in the way of equipment, we are offering that 10% discount that I put in an email to any PGA Junior Leaguer. And that goes for any piece of hard goods that we sell. If you want to buy a new US Kids club set, that's fine. If you want to buy a brand new Stealth 2 driver, we'll sell you that too. Well, thanks again, everyone. I appreciate it. I'll upload this to YouTube in case you're dying to watch it again. And looking forward to starting the season in a few weeks.